With Thanksgiving just around the corner, many are thinking about hitting the grocery store for turkey, dressing, and pumpkin pie. But how is the coronavirus affecting those plans? Zac Ashmore takes a look.
In the age of COVID-19, many changes to American shopping habits. With the upcoming holidays, even more breaks from the norm to be seen. Seems U.S. shoppers playing it safe, which means smaller gatherings. But does it also mean hardship for their grocery stores?
Well, I think they're still buying heavily, and I think families will still be together. I just think they'll do it more cautiously. They'll get together, but I think it'll be at individual houses. They'll do a small gathering at the grandmother's house or grandfather's house. They'll do a small gathering at the parents' house, and then the children will have their own gathering. I think it'll be done kind of like in smaller gatherings, but I think the purchases that they buy is still going to remain about the same.
And those purchases include many holiday staples: turkey, pumpkin, sweet potatoes, stuffing, and more. However, there are surprising choices based on the COVID age.
So I'm doing a little bit of traveling, so I'm not going to be spending as much time with some of my elderly family. They're going to isolate, and I'm going to stay away from them. But I'll be with anybody, most of my family under the age of 50 and their kids. It's not going to hold me back anywhere there.
According to the Washington Post, fewer Americans expected to gather in large numbers over the holidays this year. That means fewer sales of turkeys of this size and more sales of turkeys closer to this size.
Mr. Stillman agrees.
The hens and the turkey breast are going to be our #1 seller this year. I really do, because I think it'll be on a smaller scale, so they won't be getting those 16 to 20 pound turkeys like they do in the years past. Also, one thing that's really surprised us is the number of charitable organizations that's buying turkeys, because there's been a lot of people out of work, a lot of people that's in need, and those charitable organizations has really stepped up as far as the Salvation Army, Prairie Opportunity, and some of those organizations are definitely buying real heavy to give food out to people that's in need. Sweet potato sales have been really stout. The cost has come down on a lot of goods, so that's kind of helped the sales out. It's made with the cost going down, it's made the sales increase for sure. The cranberry sauces, the bacon chips, and all of those items actually are a little heavier, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna say they're the same, they're actually a little stronger. I think there's more money in the market in terms of assistance to help people buy more products. So,
well, during the holidays, it'd be kind of rough. You don't want to go in too many different places that around a lot of people. So I kind of like do it sporadically. Go here and then go take your time, and I go there, and basically it took a lot of effect on a lot of people. Small gathering, very small gathering. A small gathering still eat a lot.
Another staple of the holiday table are pumpkins, specifically pumpkin pie. Now, Illinois is the #1 producer of pumpkins in the United States, and 80% of that produce goes to make this pumpkin pie filling.
According to the Agricultural Marketing Research Center, the U.S. pumpkin market is regarded as limited and seasonal. They also add that 90% of canned pumpkin is sold from October to January every year.
Love pumpkin pie, love sweet potato pie, so we'll be doing both this year for sure.
Despite living in the age of COVID, it seems Americans are determined to continue celebrating the holidays. The gatherings might be smaller, but the love and affection will still be the same. I'm Zac Ashmore, reporting for Farm Week.
So needless to say, it's a big time of the year for pumpkins, and as Zac mentioned in his story, virtually all of the worldwide demand for pumpkin filling is met by a small farming community in Illinois. We hope you'll enjoy this encore presentation of this piece by Josh Bittner. Here's Josh.
Since returning to central Illinois during the farm crisis of the 1980s, John Ackerman has raised various commodities, specialty crops, and animals to keep his multi-generational operation afloat. But embracing his hometown's unique flavor is what's truly entwined his family name into local roots.
We've got 32 acres this year of hand-picked ornamental pumpkins, gourds, and squash. And we raise over 160 different varieties, too. We have red pumpkins, we have white pumpkins, we actually have blue pumpkins out here. This one is a red warty thing. That is honestly the name they gave this one.
Despite persistent regional rains threatening some grain and oilseed viability this year, Ackerman says the Morton, Illinois area has seen a bumper crop of pumpkins over the past 5 or 6 years.
We actually grow thousands of these every year. These come in all different shapes and colors. People decorate with these all the time.
And so once again, iconic Ackerman Family Farms is serving up a vast array of seasonal gourds and squash with a dash of farm life.
And when we give field trips, we try to let them interact with the animals. We allow them to feel the feathers on a chicken, the fur on a bunny, the fiber on an alpaca, the wool on a sheep, the hair on a goat. We've learned that not only are we selling a product, I mean, we're selling produce out here, but we're selling experience too.
Commercial pumpkin patches are a classic set piece of harvest time Americana. And though Morton, Illinois has earned the nickname Pumpkin Capital of the World, it isn't the traditional jack-o'-lantern style that's globetrotting.
Got to give them a lot of credit. When they took that old wonderful Dickinson pie pumpkin, that was grown in Kentucky 100 years ago, they developed that seed and they improved on that pumpkin, and they did so by paying attention to taste and texture.
Ackerman began his career in pumpkinry by contracting with a local processor, Libby's, which cans pumpkin pie filler. Their Morton factory has been in operation since the late 1920s. And officials with multinational parent corporation Nestle say 85% of worldwide canned pumpkin supply comes from within a 50-mile radius of the town, going from vine to vessel in less than 6 hours. Shelf supply surges annually during the traditional harvest to holidays baking season.
It is a different view to see acres and acres of pumpkins rolled into rows ready to be harvested.
John Ackerman's cousin, Jim, is agriculture manager for Nestle USA in Morton. He says roughly 20,000 vicinity acres are in production during any given year, adding another layer of beneficial crop rotation outside corn and soybeans.
This is a little sweeter and a little meatier, or puree's nicer. The jack-o'-lantern variety is for appearances. We're looking for a Brix factor or a sugar factor in these also that isn't in the ornamentals.
Despite shortfalls on crop protection elements and university-level studies into pumpkins, Jim Ackerman says there is no shortage of local contractors willing to work into the fold when approached.
Nestle's Libby's has been around for a lot of years, and hopefully we've treated the growers well. They keep coming back.
According to USDA, in 2017, domestic pumpkin yields averaged over 22,000 pounds per acre. The land of Lincoln led the pack, trouncing second-place California by over 472 million pounds in total production. Locals say that's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Jeff Griffin heads up the Peoria Area Chamber of Commerce. Morton falls within the nearby city's metro area, and Griffin is quick to point out the economic benefits the specialty crop brings to the local economy.
The land is right for it here. The pumpkin industry in Illinois is a $12 million annual industry. Large employers locally, such as Nestle, Libby's, and Seneca Farms, in addition to all the smaller farms that contribute to the pumpkin production, and the tourism and the fun stuff that goes along with harvesting pumpkins.
For John Ackerman, the diversity pumpkins provide are a welcome respite from the volatility of more common row crops. And whether it's working with processors to fill store shelves or raising ornamentals on his own, he's always excited by the spirit fall harvest ushers into the area.
We have the best demographics here. We get grandparents and families and cooks and gardeners and animal lovers, and I have really come to appreciate that in a retail business, we have the best kind of customers there are.